Good morning, campers. Happy Sunday. I hope you had an amazing Valentine's Day, regardless of your situation. I'm called to do a love reading for Divine Collective. Valentine's Days can be harsh, especially in the beginning of the journey, especially in separation. So let's just look into what is going on in your connection, and then my love sign. And then we're going to really dive deeper into the energies of your connection, you and your person. And then we're going to do some guidance maybe for you, or we'll see what comes through. So let's go for it. What's going on for this collective? Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. One more. I'm hearing something. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, what I was hearing that maybe your person actually came in on Valentine's Day or the day before Valentine's Day. I'm hearing not necessarily, as in a love message. It may be for some of you, for some may not necessarily be the case. But when someone reaches out on Valentine's Day, okay, the message is pretty clear, and it can be quite harsh because it is energetically, collectively, we all think of love. February is also a very specific month, adding to that that agreed sort of a love holiday. And especially the energies that we're sitting in right now. So, having your counterpart in separation reach out to you on Valentine's Day or around Valentine's Day, it's definitely beautiful, and it's definitely something that brings hope. But if you are still nowhere near ready to close no contact and to actually turn that Valentine's Day into initiation of returning towards each other, it may also be very painful. So what I'm hearing is you have commitment, okay? That's your first card. You have inseparable and you have conversation. And with these cards, this is why I was sort of thinking that maybe your person, and hearing that maybe your person reached out to you, maybe you had a conversation, maybe there was some conversation about, what are we doing here? Let's give it a try. I can't stop thinking about you. Very lovey, very love bummy as well. I'm seeing this deck, so I want to kind of do this deck as well. Hold on, bear with me. And there's hope. So there's definitely hope in the air. There's definitely hope that there could be more. However, at the end of the deck, I am feeling indecisive. So maybe you immediately felt in the energy of this person that, okay, they did reach out, okay, they did say some nice things. I can feel it in their energy that they want to see me, that they miss me, perhaps, if but there's no lack of decisiveness. Only means one thing: lack of masculine energy. When our divine masculine is in his masculine energy, there is no indecisiveness. There may be some things that, that are standing between you. You know how I always highlight to you guys that nothing truly stands between true love but the people who are actually in love with each other. But sometimes, there's certain things in the physical that we need to figure out, maybe living in different locations, maybe, right? Very common things for divine love, but a true man in his divine masculine energy sort of knows what he wants, and he knows we're gonna figure this out, right? So when there's indecisiveness, let's do another row. What else is going on? Give me, that's weird. Child services. I'm going to need clarification for that. But maybe it's a detail that some of you or one of you. I'm actually not hearing childhood. Hold on. Okay. I got it. I do want to do one more, although I'm hearing something. Yeah. I'm hearing that song by Aerosmith. I don't want to miss a thing. Don't want to close my eyes. Don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing. Maybe they actually said, maybe this is your song and it's a detail. Maybe they actually said to you something of sorts, something. What I was hearing with this child services, that there's a reason it was coming to my mind. What are we doing here? Why are we not together? We can't stop thinking of each other, right? So maybe there has been a conversation about, we're going to miss this opportunity, we're wasting time here, we keep playing games where we should be having something, right, tangible. And with those child services, I was hearing that maybe even you share that that childhood experience, that you were in foster homes, that you didn't have that traditional complete family, and you struggled in childhood. Maybe this was a topic of conversation for you, that once you're ready, once you find your person, that you wanted to create a family that you never had. We have Queen Rising, we have Boss Daddy. What I was hearing here is that you would be still in this place whenever your person reaches out. It feels like all is good, hope is returning, you feel the bond, you feel like you're on top of the world, right? And I do feel, because paired with conversation, we have that Boss Daddy. I feel like they did come in with this, I'm hearing a bit of bravado, a bit of a confidence, bit of a, right? So maybe you actually felt that masculine energy within them. So maybe they came in and immediately, as they texted you or as they called you, they said things like, we're wasting time here. I want to have something with you. I have those feelings for you. Maybe it felt like masculine. Maybe it felt like this conversation. I'm hearing that it was different, that it was in the past, that it wasn't how they would normally approach you, but they approach you differently, which make you think that they actually are in a masculine energy. But here's the thing. And months ago, it's coming to my mind, I think it was in October, I've done this video, very really short channel, saying to my beautiful divine feminines, there is one sign that we see when our masculine is ready for closing no contact. I don't even want to say union, because sometimes it's the final chapter is recalibration. It can last quite a bit still, but to really closing no contact, to really to really closing no contact, to really staying, to really starting walking towards union with you, there's one sign that is absolutely undeniable, and that sign is that they show up every day, that their words start to match their actions. Because it's also easy, in a rush of Valentine's Day, when everyone is just surrounded and posting things about love and having romantic dinners with their significant others, and there's balloons and hearts everywhere and love songs everywhere. It's really hard to get carried away and reach out for our masculines. Sometimes it's really easy to get carried away, in the rush of the night, or maybe when they feel blue, or maybe when they feel good, right? But true divine masculine, he comes in to stay. That's the only thing. So in reality, sometimes, the feminists ask me, how do I know? There's just one easy thing you have to do. Chill. Relax. When he reaches out, no, don't agree to see him today, tomorrow. No. when he reaches out, don't act like nothing happened, because it did happen. Just chill, just observe. It's beautiful. He came in on Valentine's Day. He's saying all those beautiful things. He appears to be in his masculine energy. Let's see what happens tomorrow. And then let's see what happens on the next day. And if he's not ghosting, changing, fluctuating, showing flakiness for the next 2-3 weeks, we shall see, right? It's our own urgency. It's our own anxiety that pushes them and pushes them back into separation. There's a reason it was coming to my mind, but I feel you would have hope with everything that happened. We have time paired with hope, so you would have hope that this is the time, that something will be initiated. This we'll do what's coming, and we'll dive deeper into the energies of your connection. But I think that last week we've done a love reading. How do they feel about you? I think that was the reading for this collective. So given that reading, as far as I remember, you are in the beginning of this journey, this collective, right? And I know that, I have so many ladies that are parts of my fresh new collective, or come to me on sessions that are part of these collectives. And I know that, as much as we hear, I know because I've been there. I know that in the beginning, as much as we hear that you're in the beginning of this journey, there's still so much to be accomplished, so much to be understood about yourself, about your soul, about your journey. It's not coming. It's not near, right? And it's okay. We don't believe that, because the anxiety, the pain, the feelings that we're feeling, they're so overwhelming, and you have overwhelmed as well. They're so overwhelming that we just always think that we're going to be different. We're going to be special. I understand that for everyone, for all, divine counterparts, for all twin flames, separation is like 3-4 years and sometimes even more, but no, we're going to be different. Some people even believe that they actually can conquer this journey without separation, okay? Which is, it's our mind. It's our mind trying to survive the pain that it cannot make sense of. So it tells us those stories. Let's confirm. I want to do one more row, inseparable, but I don't think it's time, to be honest. Fake flexing. To be honest, yeah, and we have space on top of that boss daddy paired with that boss daddy. I feel you are still wearing a mask with that fake. I feel you still, whether you accept it or not, I don't think you're still, and it's given for all feminines, right? And it's actually the whole purpose of our masculine to teach us that through that mirror effect. I don't think you're completely yourself. I think you're making yourself appear small in front of your masculine, not to intimidate him, not to scare him, not to, it's, how I highlighted this to you guys, that in the beginning of this journey, whenever they come in for a check-in, right? So they text us, whether that's in and out still, or we are already in separation. Feminists, when we are still wounded, we treat them like this gazelle, right? That, oh my God, I'm seeing this most amazing gazelle. She's coming in, but I know she's flaky. I know she's wounded feminine. So, oh, my candle just went crazy. So I'm really going to walk on eggshells. I'm going to really be careful, everything that I say, everything that I do, because we know already that the minimum thing that we can say can trigger them, because we are that reflection for each other. But that, unfortunately, is an indication that it's not time, that it's not going to work out. Because in this connection, until we're ready to be fully ourselves with another person, to say what we think, to voice our feelings, to voice our concerns, our emotions, it's never going to work out. And considering that we have space here, I wouldn't be surprised that as he reached out, He already was feeling into that anxiety. He already was feeling, I don't know why I'm hearing like suffocating. New chapter. You would have hope. You would have hope that this is a new chapter. Values. We have too many differences. Maybe this is as well the reason that you are playing small, that there, in the 3D, there are many differences between the two of you when it comes to values, when it comes to finances, when it comes to lifestyle, maybe even some beliefs as well. So you're trying to make them not that apparent. So you know what I mean? We cannot walk, and this is, remember, this is why the objective of divine love, we all have our individual missions, right? And in separation, we tap into these missions and we discover these missions. But overall, all divine pairings, we're here to teach people true love, divine love. Not love that is settling, not love that I am with someone because I'm comfortable, not because I don't want to be alone, not because we share the same wounds. This is why we do such deep healing, to be, once we are in union, to be the beacon of light, to be the beacon of truth, of love, to show others how true love that anyone with a soulmate can obtain and can achieve should look like. So in any relationship, a woman cannot walk on eggshells around her man. The feminine energy is chaos, is creation, is initiation, is freedom, is self-love. We cannot, is as well, is that lighthouse for the truth and for authenticity, the bar setter, the values setter, the standard setter. We cannot be caving and walking on eggshells not to upset our man. Because another thing that is something very important for divine masculine, and we highlight this a lot on this channel, is self-control. If a man cannot control himself, his reactions, we end up, a while ago, I've done a divine masculine, it was last week or 2 weeks ago, because it wasn't that long ago, I've done a divine masculine reading on Masculine Monday. And I was hearing that song that went viral with that reel when girls were like holding something in front of a dog and he could control himself, right? And usually men put the blame on women. And I don't just mean aggression in a sense, she provoked me to do this, but I also mean when they act that way, when they avoid, when they ghost, when they get upset with us, when they run away from commitment, they put blame on us because she triggered me, because she said this or because she said that, or because she was pushing me, right? True man controls himself. He's the container. He is the stability, right? He is an unshakable element in that yin and yang. We are, again, the chaos, right? Emotions, creation, connection to wholeness, connection to universe. They have to be the firm container. What comes with self-control. Comes with boundaries as well. Boundaries for feminine are important as well, but it comes with self-control. So if you walk on eggshells because you know that you cannot say something, because you know that he's not going to be able to self-control his emotions, it's going to go back into avoidance and running away, he's not in his masculine energy. He's just not. All right, let's confirm what is actually going on. What is true energy? Let's go deeper on your joint energies. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on here? Let's confirm. Unawakened. Number 44. Number 44, and it's interesting, it came to my mind because 44, it's actually a number of very masculine number, very foundation, very stable, which is quite the opposite with the unawakened energy. I'm fearful of letting go with what I have with what I have and what I know, what you're asking of me is impossible and makes me feel extremely uncomfortable. Unawakened, fear of losing their old life, feel something missing. I feel this would be a thing in your dynamics. So your masculine comes in because he misses you, because something triggered him. It may be in this case Valentine's Day, right? He comes in, he offers you something. He says things like, what are we doing here? We should be having something more. I really can't stop thinking of you. There's those deep feelings and so on and so forth. But because you're sitting in your distorted mass feminine as well, and you yourself are not healed, are not in your divinity, sooner or later, or I would assume sooner, whether you realize or not, you come in with anxiety. You immediately, it's like with this gazelle, right? It's like you're being cautious and careful and walking on eggshells, but in the same time, you understand that you are the hunter here. The gazelle is the feminine. The observer is the masculine. So sooner or later you come in with, okay, so we're going to see each other. Where is this going, right? There's something that you still want, which causes him again to trigger back into fear. She wants something and I have nothing to offer. But he's still very much, that being your first card, he would still be very much dormant to this connection. They are for a very long time. It's part of the journey. They have to be. Otherwise, they wouldn't complete all the karmic contracts that they have to work through. I highlight this to you guys so often. If you are someone, if you come to sessions on me, if you are in divine connection, if you went through all the materials that I offer free on my website and on my YouTube, including the masterclass, you would know that it's teamwork. We work on different things in this connection as we do the deep healing of the soul, right? The remembrance of what life is really about. They focus on karma, on the matrix, on going down and really deep into the matrix to one day be able to participate in that collective breaking of the matrix and creation of new earth. So they have to remain dormant. They have no idea on what's going on. What else? We have Sagittarius, so maybe that's a detail. Maybe one of you is Sagittarius, but and Libra. Hold on, I think I have 5. But that's okay, we'll roll with it. Sagittarius, number 90. I said a lot of things I should not have said out of anger or fear. Sometimes I say things without even thinking. I'm sorry for hurting you with my words. What's coming to my mind, so it may be a detail for your dynamics, and it happens often that the feminine is the one that walks on eggshells. We're afraid to be ourselves, to speak up, right? And the masculine is the one that, because he's so obsessed with, being controlled, because he's in avoidance, because he is not in his energy of self-control, he sometimes says certain things that he later on says or does, later on regrets. Visionary, number 36, feeling hopeful, thinking positively. I feel this is your energy. Well, maybe perhaps they're right now sitting in this energy as well. After all, they reach out to you, so they may be on a wave of, oh my God, what if this will work out? We have Libra. I know I acted as I couldn't make up my mind about our relationship. It's because I was scared. So we have 2 cards that out of fear I'm reactive, out of fear I run away, out of fear I cannot make a decision. We had that undecisive cards in a previous spread as well. So it may be a thing for you, and I feel that you would feel this energy as well, that he cannot make up his mind. It's like you want to see the masculine energy, so you're making the shoe fit. You're taking certain things that he does because he does these things differently, but you don't have the patience, and not just forced patience. Like I'm pushing myself to be patient, But patience is something that the feminine has to embody to a very core, because one of the biggest distortions of this matrix coming from this distorted patriarchal masculine energy is urgency. We want it all and we want it now, right? This is why we don't put in anymore the real work, don't put in the real effort. I want it now. And our masculines, they also embody this energy as they come in for a check-in, right? So I haven't spoke to you for like 6 months or a year or 2 years, and now I come in, I want to see you now, right? Because now it's where I want to know. That is not how it works. That is not how it works. True divine feminine really embodies the patience. Let's see where this is going. Let's see what you got. I have patience and I have no urgency because I now understand this is how it's supposed to look like. You're not there yet. Because now I understand that you ain't some sort of a gazelle that I want to hunt. It's actually the other way around. I am here. And if it's meant to be, it will be. We have inner turmoil, doubting, questioning, fight between the mind and the heart. I'm bound physically, mentally, and spiritually. I feel there's no way out from where I am. I feel imprisoned because of my own doing. I feel you're not. There will be a lot of confusion in this collective. Like I said, there's so many concepts of this journey and the spirituality in itself, self-understanding, self-discovery, shadow work that you haven't even embarked on. And without these things, this connection will never be able to come into fruition. So there's a confusion, but because of the longing, because of the desire, you're trying to find things that fit. We have small offerings, so maybe there was a small offering. I know I want more. I know you want more from me, but this is what I can give you at the moment. I am sure of what I can give you and when I can give it to you, but I do want to offer you something more valuable than before. So perhaps it's something that it was said again in these connections, because the masculine for a very long time sits in the energy of lack of worthiness, lack of self-love. He doesn't think that he is valuable enough. His value is not unconditional as it should be. So he thinks that he doesn't have enough to offer to this woman, that they always, and again I highlight this to you guys also often, that we see each other as not as equals. We see another on a pedestal, right? Always. That we always, until we heal, we always feel inferior, feeling like, what is this person wanting from me? Like, they're so much better, smarter, funnier, and we see each other that way, both of us, right? So maybe he even said to you, I can't offer you a lot, but now I feel like I do want to offer something. Number 13, maybe it actually happened day before Valentine's, so maybe on the 14th. They offered to see you. We have Cancer, number 85. Maybe that's an important date as well. I was looking at 90, so maybe 85 and 90 important dates. I was always so hot and cold with you, and I know that this was confusing. Our connection was too much for me to handle, and that was the only way I could deal with it. Cliche in these connections. They're always hot and cold with us, because of the inner turmoil, because of the conflict between the heart and the mind, because of lack of self-esteem, because of lack of worthiness, because as well of the fact that they're not awakened. I am feeling, I'm even sensing within your energy this this urgency, this nervousness. It's like, let's what does this mean? Where is this going? Let's push this. We have rebuilding, number 37. It came with dark night of the soul. To be honest, I'm hearing that this is more your energy. Maybe whatever happened, I'm fighting my demons and re-examining my actions. Maybe whatever happened recently between the two of you or is about to happen is meant to trigger and initiate your dark night of the soul.